Greetings again, traders, and welcome back to our Forex mentorship program. Today, I am going to be talking about the disadvantages and the advantages of a leverage. Remember, we said a leverage is an account multiplier. A leverage adds strength to your account. In case you have a very small amount of money and you want to control a very large amount of money in the foreign exchange market, you can use a leverage from your broker to multiply your small capital. But trust me, a leverage is as bad as it is good, okay? That is why we always say a leverage is a double-edged sword. Now, let us look at the advantages of a leverage. Advantages of a leverage, okay? Let us assume that you have a $1,000 account and you want to control a position of $100,000, okay, or units in the foreign exchange market, but you only have $1,000. So what are you going to do? Remember, we talked about leverage. We talked about the different type of leverage system that your broker will offer you. We have leverage systems from 1:1 up to 1:1,000. And we said for you to have this leverage, you have to deposit a certain amount of money called a margin. So what margin are you going to deposit so that your broker can assist you control this position in the market? We are going to look at it. Let us assume that you deposit 10% of $1,000. 10% of $1,000, which is equivalent to $100, called your margin. This is your margin, okay? Now you are going to choose a leverage of, let us say, 1:1,000, okay, which means for every margin that you deposit, which is $100, your broker will multiply that one margin 1,000 times. So what is 1,000 times 100? It is equivalent to 100,000 units or $100,000. You see, with just $1,000, you are able to acquire a position of $100,000 from your broker. Okay, this is the advantage of a leverage. It helps you to control a very large position even though you have a very small amount of money. But it doesn't end here. Look at something. The fact that you have a very large leverage does not mean you have to use it, okay? Let us look at how this leverage can help you. Remember, we said for a standard account, you are going to be dealing only with a standard account here. And it is equivalent to 100,000 units of currency, okay? And when you trade a standard account, you are controlling a volume of 1.0 lot, okay? And for every pip movement, your value per pip, you can watch the video again, I've done this in details. Your value per pip, it's always equivalent to 10 United States dollars, which means every time the market increases by 1 pip, you are instantly making $10 in the market. You can go back and watch the video, I've done this already. So let us assume that you take a trade and the market moves in your favor by 10 pips. You buy, let us say you are trading GBP USD and the market moves in your favor by 10 pips. So how much will you be making? You are going to be making 10 times the value per pip, which is 10. So you'll be making 10 times 10, which is equal to $100 instantly. Let us assume again that the market continues to move in your favor by 20 pips. So you are going to be making 20 times 10, which is equal to $200, okay? So remember, your initial account was $1,000. Now you have made $200. So what is your amount now? $1,200. Your account has increased by $200 thanks to this leverage. Let us assume again that you buy GBP USD again and the market moves in your favor by 50 pips. So you are going to multiply 50 times 10, which is the value per pip here. What are you going to have? You are going to have $500, just like that, okay? Which means your account has now increased from $1,000 to $1,500. Initially, you had only 1,000, but now you have made $500. So 500 plus 1,000 is $1,500, right? So you see how this leverage is helping you to make more money. Let us assume that you took a trade and the market moved in your favor by 100 pips. 100. So how much are you going to be making? 100 times 10. What is it? It is $1,000. Just like that. So you see, because of a leverage, you are able to flip your account now. Your initial account was $1,000. You have made an extra $1,000. So how much do you have now? $2,000. So you have made times 2 your initial account thanks to a leverage. This is the advantage of a leverage. It can really help you to make a lot of money within a very short space of time. Let us assume that you took a trade and the market moved in your favor 200 pips. 200 times 10, what is it? $2,000 instantly. So what was your initial balance or your initial account size? 1,000. 1,000 plus 2,000, $3,000. Just like that. You have made an extra $2,000 profit on your initial account. So this is profit. A very huge profit. You have made it. And then you can go, you withdraw this 2,000 and you are still going to be left with your $1,000 initial capital. You can go ahead and multiply these values as much as you want. This is stage 1, the advantages of a leverage. Now, let us look at the disadvantages of a leverage. Disadvantages of a leverage. Okay. Now, remember we are trading a standard account. We said your initial balance was $1,000. Okay. And you wanted to control a position of $100,000, which is a standard account. $100,000, okay, which is equal to $100,000, a standard account. And we already said that for a standard account, the volume you are controlling is always equivalent to 1.0. And your value per pip, we have talked about this already. Value per pip is always equivalent to 10 United States dollars. Okay, look at something. You had $1,000 as your initial capital, right? And what was your margin? Your margin was equal to 10% of this 1,000 of your account balance, okay? Now, which means your margin was $100 margin. What is the meaning of this margin? This margin is your down payment, okay? It means that before you take a trade, you have to deposit this money as collateral. This money is going to be taken from your account balance and set aside before your trade can be placed. But you are not going to see it. It's not deducted, okay? It is only set aside. It's not deducted from your account. It is set aside. Let us assume again that you buy GBP USD for the second time, but this time the market goes against you by 10 pips. Okay, now what is the value per pip for a standard account? $10. So how much have you lost already? You have lost negative $100. Because the market has gone against you by 10 pips. But remember that your initial account was $1,000. This is your initial account. Okay? This is your money. Forget about the money that your broker gave you. I will show you. Now, remember that before you even took this trade, $100 was set aside already as margin. This $100. So what was even left in your account was $900. Trust me. Because $100 is already set aside here for you to take this trade. So, and you have already lost again $100. So what has happened to your account? Now listen, when you lost $100 from this account, your account will go to $900, right? 1,000 minus 100 is $900. But remember that your broker has set $100 aside, right? Which means that your free margin was $900. This was your free margin or usable margin, which means your broker can come here anytime and reduce or set aside $100 anytime you are in drawdown. Your broker can come to this amount and set aside $100 for you to continually taking a trade. Okay, listen to something. When your account drops to $900, this is what is going to happen. Let us assume that you take another trade again. You sell GBP USD again, okay? And then the market goes again against you by 10 pips. So your free margin is $900, right? Remember, you already lost $100 over here. So what is your current account balance? $900, right? So if you have $900 as your account balance and you are taking a trade, your broker is going to go into this $900 and set another $100 aside as collateral, as margin. So what is even going to be a free margin here? Your free margin from this $900 is going to be $800. I hope this is clear. Now listen, you had $900 and you lost 10 pips. Now what is 10 times the value per pip? It is $100, right? So again, you are $100 down from your account. What is your account? $900, right? Now you have lost $100. So you are negative $200 from your $1,000 account. Listen, now you have $800, right? If you want to place another trade, your broker is going to go into this $800 and set another $100 aside as margin or collateral. Okay, so how much is going to be your free margin here? Your free margin is going to be 800 minus 100, which is equal to 700 United States dollars. So this is actually your free margin. Okay, now you have $800, you want to place a trade, your broker has set aside $100, so you are depending on this $700. Please follow along. Let us assume again that you take a buy on Euro USD and the market goes against you again by 10 pips. So you are losing 10 times 10 the value per pip. So you are already losing again another $100. You are $100 down again. What was your capital? You were already having only $800. Now you have lost another $100. So how much are you left with? $700. So your current account balance now is $700. Okay, you had 1,000. You have already lost 300. Now you are left with only $700. Okay, let us assume again that you want to place another trade. Your broker will go into this $700 and set aside another $100 as your margin or collateral. Follow along, please. So if your broker set aside $100 as your collateral, how much are you going to have as free margin? You are going to have $600 as free margin or usable margin, which means your broker can come into this money anytime and set aside $100 for you to be able to place a trade. I hope it is understood. Now, let us assume that with your $700 account, you take another trade. Let's say you sell USD CAD this time, and the market again goes against you by another 10 pips. It could be 20 pips, it could be 100 pips. I want to walk you. Look at something. What is 10 times the value per pip? Which is $100, okay? Which means at this time again, you have lost another $100. Look at something. What was your capital? $700. Now you have lost another $100. How much are you left with? You are left with $600 only. From your initial $1,000 account, you are already $400 down, which means you are 40% down. Listen, your original capital now is only $600 from your initial balance, which was $1,000, right? Listen, from this $600, if you want to place another trade, your broker will go into this $600 and set aside $100 again as margin or collateral. So if your broker will set aside $100 from $600, what is going to be your free margin? Your free margin is going to be $500. So this is your usable margin, okay? Listen, traders, if you take another trade, let's say you buy Swiss yen again, and then the market goes against you by another 10 pips. So what is 10 times 10? Negative $100 again. You have already lost another $100. What is going to happen? Your initial capital was $600, right? Now you have lost another $100. How much are you left with? You are left with $500, which means you are already 50% down from your account. Your initial account was $1,000. Now you are 50% down. You only have $500. Now that you have $500, listen. If you want to place another trade again, your broker will go into this $500 and set aside another $100 as your margin. So what is going to be your free margin? $400. Okay. Now let us assume again that you buy, let's say GBP JPY, and the market goes against you again by another 10 pips. It doesn't always have to be 10 pips, okay? I just want to explain something to you. So what is 10 times the value per pip 10? It is another negative $100. So your capital now is $500 minus 100. So you are left with $400 as your capital. Now it means you are already 60% down from your initial capital, which was $1,000, okay? So this is the disadvantage of trading very big. Listen, traders. Now your original capital now is $400. If you want to place another trade, your broker will go into this $400 and keep aside $100 as what? As margin. So what is going to be your free margin here? $300. You see, at this stage, let's assume that you take another trade. You sell GBP NZD, and the market goes against you again by another 10 pips. It doesn't always have to be 10 pips. Now multiply 10 times 10, which means you are already negative 100 again. Now your initial capital was what? $400. So what is 400 minus 100? $300. At this stage, you are already 70% down from your initial balance, which was $1,000. Okay, forget about the money that your broker gave you. Focus on your account now. Listen, traders, when you are at this stage, you are 70% down. Okay, what is going to happen is, if you try to place another trade, remember this is your capital now, $300. If you try to, let's say, buy again, your broker is supposed to go into this $300 and keep $100 as margin or collateral. Okay, but listen, if your broker keeps aside $100, what is going to be a free margin here? Your free margin is going to be $200. But trust me, before you even get to this stage, your broker will not even permit you to take another trade. Why? Because you have already gone out of your free margin. I hope it is understood. You no longer have enough free margin to place any trade in the market. So what is going to happen is that you are going to receive what we call a margin call. Okay, your broker will send you a notification through an email telling you, bro, listen, you are already 70% down your account. Okay, if the trade continues to go against you, we are going to automatically shut down your account. Even before you even get to this stage, see, some of the positions that you have in the market will start closing down by themselves. Your broker will start closing some of those positions. Let's say you open too many trades, your broker will start closing those trades that have the highest number of losses. Okay, now what is going to happen? When you get to this stage, your broker is going to take all the money that she lent you and your broker is going to close all your accounts. You see, your broker is actually not losing anything. You are the one losing. So this is the message. When you get to this stage, we say you have blown your account. And traders will go out there and say Forex is a scam. So I want to ask you, is Forex a scam, or is it because we do not have knowledge of things like this? So traders, my advice is, if you want to trade successfully in the market, there is a secret: always trade small. The fact that your broker has given you a very large leverage does not mean that you have to use it. I even want to simplify all of this. Listen, traders, if you are trading a standard account, listen, you took a loan from your broker to give you 100,000 units of currency, right? Remember, your initial capital was only $1,000. Remember. Now, listen, if you place a buy on GBP USD, and remember that the value per P for a standard account is $10, right? Let us say you place a buy and the market goes in your favor by 100 pips. 100 times the value per pip, $10, is equal to $1,000, right? You have flipped your account instantly. Let us assume that, to make this thing simple, we sell GBP USD. The market only needs to go against you by 100 pips, right? Look at something. If the market goes against you by negative 100 pips, multiply negative 100 times 10, what are you going to have? Negative $1,000. So you have blown your account instantly. Just like that, you have lost everything. Your broker will close all your trades and you are no longer going to be able to place any trade in the market again. So you see, a leverage is always a double-edged sword. Your broker is not actually losing anything. The fact that your broker is giving you this money does not mean that she is willing to lose anything. Your money is at risk. So what is the solution? If you take a very large leverage, trade very small. Trade mini lots. Trade micros. You are not really going to see a lot of money with this, but trust me, you can really last long in the market if you understand how to use things like this. A large leverage can change your life for good, and a large leverage can change your life for bad. So thank you so very much, traders. I hope that you have been able to learn something here. Please make sure you like the video, make sure you share, make sure you comment as well, because there are a lot of people out there who still do not understand things like this. If we share, if we like, if we comment, we are going to reach a lot of people there and they are going to learn a lot of things. Thank you so very much for listening. I wish you all the best. Thank you and goodbye. Trade safe, traders. Thank you.